Welcome here in the Lane live stream. We are just 10 minutes away from tip-off as the Lane men's basketball team will be facing off against the Clark College Penguins. Earlier today, the women's team was dominant in their win, and we are just moments away here. Stick around here on the channel for the call. My name is Levi Berchthold, and Jacob Salau is my color man in about 10 minutes. Welcome here on the Lane live stream. My name is Levi Berkfold. I'm joined by Jacob Salau. To my right, the visiting Clark College Penguins are in town. Earlier today, the Lane women's team, a dominant 50-point victory over the Clark women's team. We are just moments away from tip-off here in Eugene, Oregon. The visiting team will run back the same starting lineup as their previous game with Levi Nicholson, the sophomore out of Vancouver, starting. He got his first start of the season in the most recent game. Looks like Nadir Hodges will still be out, so Levi Nicholson thrown into the starting lineup. Peyton Kaiser, their best statistical player, leads the team in points and assists, as well as volume and percentage of three-point shooting. Sandal Igbanagwam, the freshman out of Gresham. Brandon Byer, the freshman out of Washington, and finally Keenan Coleman, the freshman out of Troutdale, will round out their starting lineup. For Lane, looks like the normal figures will be in the lineup. Their three-guard lineup, including Javon Blackmore, the freshman out of Fairfield, Riley Sandramano out of Junction City, and Will Pluma out of Chino Hills. And their two forwards, Devin Hinton, who's been having himself a monster season, averaging 14 points and almost 10 rebounds, 9.7. And the final starter, Trayson Harbert, the freshman out of Eugene, Marist Catholic High, their other forward. And here we are for a tip-off. As Hinton will go up for it, it will end up in the hands of the Penguins, and they'll go quickly here. Swung around, kick to the corner. This is Nicholson, and he drains the three right off the bat. And a hot start here. First shot's a three-pointer, and the Penguins jump out to a 3-0 lead.
And Pluma just a step too slow right there on the defense. You can see that was his man, and he tried to get there, but too much of a good look.
And Hinton will go up and off the glass and in. That was a nice interior pass there from Sandramano to find him underneath. The Titans respond quickly.
Hinton, 6'7". He's a big presence right there in the paint. He's showing why he can use his height, use his strength to really get in there in the paint.
It looks like we're going to get an offensive call on Brandon Byer. A little too aggressive there on the action to free Levi Nicholson. So an early foul here, the first turnover of the game. Hinton will inbound, so he'll give it to Blackmore. Blackmore, the primary ball handler for this team. We'll see him do a lot of the heavy lifting in the handling department. Harbert finds Hinton inside again, and an offensive foul will be called as Hinton put his shoulder into the chest of the defender. These two teams are trading turnovers.
And I was telling you about how big and strong Hinton is, and right there, a good play right there from the defense to kind of use that against him and draw the offensive foul.
Hinton coming off a 15-15 game, 15 points, 15 rebounds against Lynn Benton. A victory for this Lane team that has struggled of late. Here are the Penguins. Coleman has the ball, thought about three, drove inside, will take a little mid-range jumper and gets it to fall. These two teams are sitting at the bottom of the NWAC South Division. They are tied for that distinction. The winner will be able to move out. Loser will take sole possession of last place. And what a little mid-range jumper there. Scoring continues here for the Titans.
Nice shot right there from Will Pluma. Oh, my goodness. Great way to create separation from the defense.
And Nicholson, his heel was on the out-of-bounds line, so a turnover there. Levi Nicholson, again, his second start of the season. In his first start, he got 19 minutes with 4 points, 5 rebounds, and a pair of assists as well.
He's already at 3. He was the one that made the 3 earlier.
Exactly. Pluma with the ball, little step-back shimmy and a three-pointer, and Will Pluma drains the three-pointer. Both offenses feeling it here early. 7-5, Lane leads.
Ooh, and you can tell Will Pluma is having a good day today so far. You're going to tell he's going to be the one that runs through on the offense.
And the Penguins lose the ball. That was Hinton who was able to strip it away. Penguins recover and want to slow it down. Kaiser with the ball. Kaiser, again, leads the team in points and assists as well as three-point percentage. This is Nicholson. His three-pointer won't go. Rebound Hinton. Blackmore controls.
Yeah, it was a good look right there for Nicholson. I'm not quite sure where the defender was, but he was wide open on that three.
Sandramano will take the three. That won't go. Rebound Harbert. Back to Sandramano. Gives to Pluma in the wing. That's where he hit the three in the last possession, but instead this time we'll give it up to Blackmore, who swings it back Pluma's direction. 10 seconds on the shot clock. The screen from Hinton. Pluma rejects it, drives inside, kicks to Harbert. The corner, the three-pointer, catches rim, won't go. Penguins have the ball. They're going quickly. Blackmore tried to strip it and instead commits the foul on Igbanagwam. The freshman of Gresham will go to the line here for 2 free throws. First free throws of the game.
That was almost a good defensive play right there. I mean, you know, he was doing a good job of staying in front of the ball handler, and got a hand up there, try to prevent a easy layup, but a bit too physical right there with the hands.
This Lane Titans team looking to regain some momentum. They're 2-1 in their last 3 as the first free throw falls. They had a tough December where they were 1-6, and they were 2-4 in January, but again 2-1 in their last 3. Similarly, the Penguins 2-1 in their last 3, also had a 2-4 January. So these two teams looking to regain some momentum as both free throws are hit, and we are tied up again. Blackmore with the ball. Gives to Pluma in the right wing. It looks like we're going to have an offensive foul away from the ball. Another turnover. Looks like Harbert is the one who committed that one.
Yeah, I didn't quite see exactly what he did because Harbert was the one that ended up with the ball at the top of the key. I guess they might have called him for pushing off of the defender maybe. I didn't quite see one, but looks like the refs have been starting to call things a little early in this one.
Throw in the backcourt to Nicholson. Nicholson gives it up to Byer. Guarded by Blackmore. Waiting for the offense to develop. Full drive to his left. Kicks it back. Loses Blackmore. Blackmore recovers. The ball is stripped by Blackmore. And Hinton comes up with it. A nice defensive play there by the freshman. And now he has the ball. Gives it to Pluma in the left area. Another step back three-pointer. That's good. Will Pluma drains back-to-back threes in his first 2 attempts.
And what great defense from Blackmore on that other possession. I mean, he kind of got a little bit of separation from the ball handler, but a great way to get right back, poke the ball out, and create instant offense for his team.
Pluma only shooting 29% from 3 on the season, drains both, and now Nicholson will drive to the basket and will draw the foul. Never mind, it's an offensive foul. Nicholson looks like he had the elbow high, and he caught the defender.
No, they called him for a travel, so that it's just coming the other way.
One too many steps then. The elbow purely incidental. Just a negative effect of playing defense, I guess. This is Blackmore with the ball. The give inside to Hinton, faces the double team, gives outside to Pluma, was feeling the 3, thought about it, steps inside for a 2, and misses everything. And now the Penguins, the full court passes, Nicholson all the way down, pump fake, shot is up, and good. Excuse me, that was not Nicholson, that was Igbanagwam, full court, down the area, able to get to the basket.
You see Blackmore just fly in to try to get that block. I thought he was going to smack that one off the backboard.
Hinton, the give to Pluma, who was feeling it early, 2 for 2 from 3, missed his most recent jumper. Instead, it swung around to Blackmore in the left wing. Drives right, ball is stripped, Penguins recover. This is Kaiser. Kaiser going a little Euro step all the way to the basket, doesn't catch anything. The rebound attempt up, and that won't fall either. Rebound Hinton.
Ooh, the Titans got a little lucky on that one. I mean, Blackmore, just lost the ball. Hinton was able to get back on defense and did a good job of preventing the basket.
This is Pluma with the ball, takes a screen, gives to Harbert. Harbert to the rim, off glass, and good. The Titans jump out to a 12-9 lead, 5 minutes down in the first half.
Good take right there to the basket. I mean, just strong physical basketball is being played in this one.
Here comes the action. Penguins have the ball. The give to Coleman. Coleman finds Igbanagwam, kicks it outside to Nicholson. He'll take a 3-pointer. That catches front rim, and on the rebound attempt, Will Pluma was fouled. Igbanagwam a little too physical there to collect.
We're going to have some substitutions now here for both squads, actually.
Several substitutions. And we are waiting for the substitution to be allowed, and instead a timeout will be called. Both teams will go back to the bench. Upbeat first few minutes here, Jacob, but the Titans jump out to a 12-9 lead.
Yeah, and I mean, it's been a pretty close one in this one. I mean, both teams kind of going back and forth, and especially because Will Pluma has been hot from 3. I mean, he missed that one jumper, but it was a 2. So, he's doing so well from the 3-point line. You moved him up a little bit, kind of threw off his distance, so maybe he should stick to the 3 for now because, I mean, he has been absolutely on fire from there.
Yeah, 2 3-pointers early for him. He already has 8 points. He's only averaging 11 on the season, so a nice play there. This is a Lane team that has struggled from distance throughout the season. They only shoot 30.9% on the 3-point line. Most would say that San Germano, their best 3-point shooter, he shoots 42%. San Germano has not recorded a point yet, and he is 0 for 1 on his only 3-pointer. Lane will take the floor again. We're going to see Gerard Foreman. Hasn't collected too many minutes. He only averages 14.9 minutes a game, appeared in only 10 games, but he's been getting more action as of late. as well as Davey Burdett. Had those really hot games the last couple home games. He's cooled down a bit in the most recent games, but we'll see his first action coming off the bench. Has the potential to be a flamethrower for them from distance.
Exactly. He's like a spark plug. I mean, sure, he may not have that consistent offense, but I think he has the ability to create good looks for others, and he has the ability to go on big scoring runs. And we saw in some previous games, he was really the only one that was able to generate any offense. And so if they're already doing well so far, having someone like Burdett in the rotation is nothing but a good thing for the Titans.
Adamo, Munyon, and Ohame will check in for the Penguins. This is Hinton with the ball, and he'll kick it to Foreman, the freshman out of Australia. Give inside, and this is Hinton going to the basket, up and off glass, and the foul. Devin Hinton, there's a reason he leads the team in points. A dominant play there at the basket, the big man getting it done.
My goodness, what a take right there to the basket for the and one. I mean, it just looked like he was absolutely towering over his defender. It didn't even look like there was anyone in the way. Like, honestly, when he went up, the defender just could not stay in the lane, gets the foul, and makes the free throw. What a great play right there.
Only shooting 45% from the charity stripe this year, but he gets that one to fall. Lane now leads 15-9. Burdett guarding the ball handler. This is Adamo. Adamo, the skip pass inside. That one will go. A nice little double pass. A hockey assist ends up in the hands of Ivanagwam, who gets the basket. This is Burdett going fast. He likes to do this. Kicks it outside to Foreman. The give to San Germano. Back to Burdett there in the right wing area. San Germano tops the three-point line. Finds Blodgett. Almost traveled, and he did travel. That left foot dragged behind him. Blodgett taps his chest, saying, "My bad," to the coaching staff as he jogs back on defense.
Yeah, that's like one of the more frustrating ones because really the defenders weren't even pressing up on him, really. And so there wasn't a need to even lift up that foot. He could have just planted it, got the pass off, and no travel call. But, yeah, unlucky one right there.
Byer will check in for Bonagwam for the Penguins. It's kicked around, ends up back in the hands of Byer. Defined inside to Kaiser. Kaiser, a full court pass to the corner, three-pointer up, won't go. Rebound to Junior Ledgy, who checked in for the first time today. Ledgy will take the ball, drive it up the court, give to Foreman, back to San Germano. San Germano gives to Burdett there on the left wing. Finds Ledgy, gives to Blodgett, lots of passing around the perimeter. Blodgett will drive inside, takes the double team, kicks out to Ledgy. Ledgy drives, tries to feed it inside to Burdett. The ball will be lost and go out of bounds. Turnover on the Titans. A lot of passes on that possession. No shot attempt and a turnover.
Kind of an errant pass right there. I mean, it looked like he was trying to get it in between the legs of his defender because in between him and Burdett, there was a defender there. And so, you can't really risk that kind of pass, especially when you're only up by 4 points. I mean, sure, he tried it. It could have been a good score, but the Titans are actually going to keep possession here.
Looks like they will mark that out of bounds on the Penguins. Only a couple seconds of the shot clock, so San Germano will take a three. That won't go. Long rebound to Burdett. Drives baseline, takes the double team. Shot is blocked. He'll collect his own rebound, go back up for it. That won't go. A tipper is up and in. That will go for the Titans. Kai Blodgett, big man going up top to get the tip in. Able to salvage points on an ugly offensive possession.
Good job right there to attack the rim and be very physical on the glass. And I think if we see that from the Titans, they're going to be in a good position to continue with this lead in this one.
This is Kaiser. Kaiser gives around. It's fed to the corner. Adamo with the ball. Adamo drives. A little short floater. That falls for him. Anthony Adamo, the freshman out of Bend, gets that one to go. This is Burdett. Burdett with the ball. Had some space, but slows it up. Guarded by Coleman. Directing the offense. Gives it to San Germano. San Germano finds Foreman. Will drive free throw line. Take a contested floater. Falls to the ground. That won't go. Rebound Elijah Munyon. Now this is Kaiser. Kaiser with the ball. It's spun around to the far corner. That three-pointer. That'll go. Jay Ohame gets that one to fall. We have an injured player on the court. Still down is Gerard Foreman, holding his right arm, it looks like. He did not get up after taking an awkward tumble off the floater, and a timeout will be called.
Yeah, and it was a bad landing right there. And I mean, he tried to get up, but it looks like he just couldn't. So hopefully the trainers are going to be able to check him out, get him up. And he's standing up now after the help of some of his teammates. So hopefully the trainers are able to make sure he's all right.
Hopefully so. So far, 8 minutes into this game, Lane with a 1-point lead as Foreman will walk to the bench holding that right shoulder. Good to see him walking off under his own power and able to move that arm well, looks like. Will Pluma will check back into the game in Foreman's spot. And the name we want to circle if you are looking at this Clark team, it is Peyton Kaiser, one of the higher volume players, leads the team in points. As we mentioned earlier, he's only taken 2 shots, did not make either of them, so has not recorded a point yet. Davey Burdett with the ball. Gives it to Pluma, but Pluma pushed off on Kaiser, and a quick offensive foul there is called on Pluma. A turnover there. The Penguins with the chance to take the lead here on this possession as they trail by 1. Running out of time, and they find a man in the backcourt. Coleman, the recipient. They give it to Adamo, guarded by Burdett. Adamo finds Coleman. Coleman, guarded, drives inside. Tries to feed it inside. The ball swats around, ends up back in the hand of Coleman. Puts up a wild shot. That won't go. Rebound to Kaiser. Kaiser has the ball. Guarded by Burdett. Has the size difference. Instead, he'll give it to Adamo. Only 3 seconds on the shot clock. And a travel will be called on Anthony Adamo there. Took one too many steps driving to the basket in a frantic possession as the shot clock winded down.
And the refs are not letting anything slide so far in this one.
A lot of whistles.
It feels like we've had to travel on every other possession, but a great job right there from the Penguins to just crash the offensive board, get some rebounds and second chances. Even though they didn't get any points, you know, they're really staying physical in this one.
Burdett took it up. The feed inside to Blodgett, who had a wide open layup. Can't get that one to fall. And now the Penguins are going fast. An awkward pass ends up in the hands of Burdett. Swatted around, ends up back in the hands of the Penguins. That shot won't go. Rebound Penguins. Kicked out to Kaiser for a long 3. Too strong. Rebound Burdett. A frantic possession there. Ends up with no points. We still are at 17-16. Burdett will take a walk-up 3. That won't go. Catches front rim. Rebound controlled by the Penguins.
Yeah, and it looks like Burdett was trying to get some fast offense going here. Like we mentioned earlier, he can really be a spark plug coming off the bench for the Titans, but hasn't really done much offensively yet.
This is Kaiser. He's been quiet so far. Tried to pass it. Instead, it gets kicked off the floor. Picked up by Munyon. Munyon will drive, take a contested jumper. That won't go. Rebound Blodgett. Now he's pushing the pace a little bit. Give to Leggy in the corner to Sandramano. Sandramano will take the 3. Comes up short, catches rim. Rebound controlled by Clark. Adama with the ball. Fakes right, drives left, goes back the other direction, gives to Munyon in the corner for 3. That one's good. The scoring drought is broken as Elijah Munyon drains a 3 and Clark has a 2-point lead.
And so far, Clark only 2 of 7 from 3 so far. Lane, on the other hand, 2 of 6. Neither team really that efficient from 3, but Clark able to get the lead off of that one.
Titans have the ball passed around, ends up in the hands of Sandramano, who finds Blodgett to his left. Blodgett will drive inside, a lot of contact, and an offensive foul will be called on Kai Blodgett as he put Peyton Kaiser on the ground, driving to the basket.
Yeah, and both these teams playing very physical in this one. You know, on defense, Clark's really been kind of making the team play and really taking the hits on.
Just halfway through the first half here. Clark, after trailing for the entirety of the game, has taken their first lead of the game. Blackmore will be back in the game for the Titans. It'll be Blackmore, Hinton, Pluma, Leggy. Looks like they'll leave Harbor as the 5th player on the court. Burdett does go to the bench. And good sides there from Gerard Foreman. He's not in the game right now, but done talking to the trainers and was in the huddle, so he's massaging that right shoulder area, but looks like he might be able to come back in. The Penguins will take the court again. Headed off by head coach Kevin Johnson. Elijah Munyon to inbounds. Finds Adamo. Seeing some 3/4 court pressure here from the Titans. Blackmore all the way in the backcourt. Adamo takes it up. Feeds inside. Coleman will take a little step back 3-pointer. That catches rim, won't go. Rebound Harbert. Blackmore with the ball. Finds Harbert again, a give and take, ends up back with Blackmore. Takes the screen from Hinton, rejects it, instead finds Hinton inside. Nice little patient move there from Devin Hinton as he goes off glass and in to tie this game.
Good move right there. Like we mentioned earlier at the start of the game, Hinton is so big. 6'7" in the paint, just a huge presence, hard to defend.
Penguins have the ball. It's swung around, ends up in the corner with Bonneguam, who drives baseline, takes the double team. Wild shot won't go. Rebound, Pluma. He's got numbers and time. Goes up. Blackmore feed to Leggy. Leggy off glass and in. A nice break there. Multiple passes, ends up in a lane basket.
Blackmore right there, you know, he looked like he was going up for the layup, decided before he jumped to pass the ball off, and that was the right decision right there, because if he tried to lay that up, there was a chance he could have got blocked. He had a defender kind of right to the side of him, so getting that extra pass to the open man to make an easier shot for the team to get the lead, very smart play right there.
Passing up a good shot for a great shot is Blackmore, ends up in the hands of Leggy. The hockey assist for Pluma. Lane with the 2-point lead here. 9 minutes left in the half, coming out of the timeout. Same lineup will return for the Titans. Nice defense they have given to Peyton Kaiser. 0 for 3 on the night, has not scored. Kaiser averaging 18.1 points a game, so quite the scoring threat, and they double team him in the backcourt to make sure the ball doesn't end up with him. Instead, it will be Byer with the ball, guarded by Blackmore. Looking for Kaiser, can't find him. They give to Ohame. Ohame has the ball. His foot was on the line, so that's 2. It won't go. Rebound, Leggy. They give to Blackmore in the backcourt. Blackmore looking for Harbert, calls for the action, gives to Harbert. A little give and take, same as the last possession. The screen from Hinton. Instead, he ends up back in the hands of Harbert. Now it's Pluma. Pluma corner, drives, and he'll kick it out to the left wing area. That won't go. Collects his own rebound, drives inside, kicks it out to Leggy. Leggy drives baseline, and he's stymied, so gives it up to Blackmore. 14 seconds on the shot clock. Blackmore drives, steps back, a little three-pointer. That won't go. Rebound controlled by the Penguins.
Yeah, 2 missed threes right there, and we saw Will Pluma was hot early from 3, but hasn't been able to make one in a while.
A lot of contact, and a foul will be called there. Jay Ohame had the ball and 3 white jerseys around him. A lot of hands driving at the ball, and one of them catches forearm. So a foul will be called, the 6th foul of the period for the Titans. Byer to be the inbounder. Underneath his own basket. Give to Kaiser, guarded by Leggy. Double teamed in the corner, running out of options, falls out of bounds, but in the process managed to throw it off the foot of Harbert. Looks like the call will be as Kaiser was falling out of bounds, just chucked the ball, and it looks like the last touch by Harbert's foot in front of the lane bench, so they're making sure the ref hears it.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that call because Harbert did a good job coming on to help with the double team, letting his man go, knowing that there would be no outlet for the man in the corner, but tried to get the force out of bounds, but didn't quite get it there.
Inbounds ends up in the hands of Munyon. Munyon drives. Looks like a foul will be called. Waiting for the call here. No foul, just tipped out of bounds. Will remain with Clark.
Yeah, so what happened there is Harbert was going out of bounds with the ball. He tried to throw it off of a Clark player, but was unable to get it before he stepped out of bounds.
Kaiser drove baseline, kicked it out, ends up back in the hands of Kaiser for three-pointer. That will be good. He finds the bottom of the basket there. Give and take ends up in the hands of Peyton Kaiser, the sophomore from Colorado Springs, drains that 3, and Clark has retaken the lead.
Yeah, and a 42.6% shooter from the three-point line. Can't leave him that wide open.
Titans passing around the perimeter, ends up in the hands of Leggy. Looked for Hinton. Instead, it's swung around. This is Pluma. Pluma drives baseline. A wild shot off glass, and that's good. Will Pluma. What a play there to get the points.
Oh, my gosh. What an acrobatic layup right there. I didn't even know he was going to get that shot off.
A beautiful move there, and now it's the Penguins' turn to respond. This is Kaiser. He's almost double-teamed, spins out of it, kicks it to the far corner. Drives on Pluma as the Penguin. Coleman had the ball. Instead, he kicks it out for another three-pointer. That catches rim. Rebound, Hinton. Elijah Munyon unable to get that one to fall. 6:40 left in the period. Pluma, who's been quite the scorer today, drives, runs out of options, gives to Hinton. Kick to Harbert. Harbert drives and will be fouled. They're going to get Brendan Byer on the reach there. It's a good sign here. Gerard Foreman will jog back to the scorer's table, ready to check in. Levi Nicholson will check in for the Penguins in return for Elijah Munyon. And Junior Ledgy will jog to the bench for the Titans. The inbound goes to Hinton, gives to Harbert, top of the three-point line. Looking for Pluma, finds Pluma, a deep two-pointer, and nothing but that there off the action. What a game we're having from Will Pluma here. Drains the deep two.
12 points now for Pluma. Good job. He's leading the offense in scoring so far.
Brendan Byer gives to Kaiser. Kaiser will drive to swung to Nicholson, ends up back in the hands of Brendan Byer. Double team, running out of options, loses the ball, regains it. A lot of contact. And there will be a foul called there as Brendan Byer was fighting through a double team. They're going to get Javon Blackmore, the 7th foul of the period, so 1 away from the bonus here. Blackmore will check out. Riley San Germano will check in his place. This will be Brendan Byer going to the free throw line. He's a 52% shooter, averages 9.7 points a game. Has not scored tonight. One plus one, so the first one will go. The opportunity to take another. Rattles in and out. Rebound controlled by Hinton. Harbert has the ball. He'll take the contested three-pointer. That won't go. Rebound batted around. Swatted out of bounds and will stay with the Titans. Titans have a 2-point lead. 5:48 left to go before halftime. Pluma to inbound underneath the opposing team's basket. Finds Hinton at the three-point line. The feed inside to San Germano, but that one will get swatted away. Ends up back in the hands of the Titans. It swung around to Pluma. Pluma will take for three, and that'll be good again. Will Pluma having himself the game. Drains the three-pointer from the corner.
The only consistent offense for the Titans so far is Will Pluma, but he's continuing to show that he can score for the Titans.
This is Ohame. Ohame drives inside, takes the contested jumper. That won't go, and Devin Hinton down on the ground. Holding onto his leg. Will get tended to by the trainers here. It's 28-23, 5:22 left to go in the period. We'll take a timeout on the court as Hinton is helped up and will walk out under his own power, which is always a good sign. Junior Ledgy will check in his place in the lineup.
I think he was pointing down to the ground. I think there might be like a sweat mark, or something on the ground made him slip off. And you see Will Pluma out here with the towel now to wipe it up. What a good teammate. Out here leading the team in scoring and wiping the floor. I mean, what else could you ask from a guy?
Will Pluma has 15 points. The next highest scorer in the game is Devin Hinton with 7. The Penguins are led in scoring by Igbanagwam, who has 6 points in the night. They're spreading it out quite well, the Penguins are. San Germano to inbounds, gives it to Pluma. Receives the call from the head coach, C.J. Edwards. Pluma gives to Foreman. Swung to Harbert, ends up in the hands of Junior Ledgy, who fumbled that handoff, but is able to collect. Back to Pluma, who will take a deep three-pointer. A step-up three-pointer there for Will Pluma over the outstretched arms of Kaiser. What a game he's having.
My goodness, it's like he's doing everything. He's bringing it to the basket. He's taking threes. He's scoring in every way possible.
Penguins will drive basket. That won't go. Rebound San Germano. Pluma up to 18 points. He's 4 for 5 from distance. A quick three-pointer there from Gerard Foreman. That'll be drained, and Clark has to take a timeout. The Titans jump out to a 34-23 lead off some hot three-point shooting.
What a great shot selection we're seeing here from the Titans. I mean, I don't know how they're doing it, but they are just finding these open lanes against Clark. And, we used to say how the Titans are a very physical team where we used to see them taking it to the basket. But here, it's a barrage from three, and it's pretty much their most consistent form of scoring.
They are lightened up from distance here as they've racked up 34 points. They are led by Will Pluma, 4 for 5 from distance, 7 for 9 from the floor. Other three-pointer was made by Gerard Foreman. That was the most recent possession, just a quick three-pointer there. An 11-point lead early here.
You can see head coach CJ Edwards still fired up. Even though they have this lead, they need to build onto it even more because this Clark team isn't going to go down without a fight. I mean, they're still in it, and they've been getting good looks as well. Not quite able to find the mark on all of them, but they can't let that risk run away.
The buzzer sounds, and both teams will head back to the court. Looks like it'll be Foreman still in the lineup with San Germano, Harbert, Pluma, and Leggy. For the Penguins. Byer to inbounds. I'll give it to Nicholson. Gives it right back. Byer, guarded by Foreman, takes the screen from Kaiser. Will drive and kick it back out to Kaiser. Kaiser fakes three, drives. White jerseys everywhere, collects his own rebound. That ball swatted away, still ends up in the hands of Kaiser. A lot of contact there, and he'll kick it out to the corner for Munyon. Munyon drives, he'll kick it back to Kaiser. Kaiser for a three-pointer. That'll go, and a foul is called away from the ball here. And it looks like that will be an offensive foul there, so the three-pointer does count. They put that on the board. And the foul on what should have been the rebound attempt while the ball was in the air. Referees need to clear that one up at the scorer's table. When all the smoke is done, it's still Titans ball. San Germano inbounds, gives to Pluma, who will drive it up the court. Pluma fakes right, instead gives to Harbert. The give and the take. Back to Harbert. A two-man game with those two. They find Foreman in the wing. San Germano, 9 seconds in the shot clock. The give to Leggy. Leggy drives free throw line. Kicks it out for another three-pointer. That catches front rim. Rebound, Pluma, who goes up for it. Off glass, up and in. What a play there for Will Pluma. Stepped in front of Keenan Coleman for the rebound and puts it off glass. Gets it to the go. He can't stop scoring.
And it is Will Pluma's game tonight. He's been doing it all.
Kaiser has the ball. The cross-court pass ends up underneath the basket. Short little floater will go for Keenan Coleman. The freshman out of Troutdale gets that one to go. Lead back down to 8 for the Titans. Pluma has the ball. Finds San Germano, guarded by Coleman. And he'll give it to Foreman, back to Pluma in the corner. Pluma drives baseline, a lot of contact. Ball will go out of bounds. And it will remain Titans ball there as the contact occurred on the baseline. Pluma's shaken up after the play. Looks like he's okay, which caught some action in the face there.
Yeah, I think he ran into a hand or an elbow maybe when he was trying to go up to the basket, but still walking around holding his head. Hopefully he'll be able to see because he's got some free throws coming up.
Yeah, he will go to the free throw line there. Hinton will check in for Leggy, so good to see Hinton back on the court after he was shaken up last time he was in. Referees are still conferring here. Not sure what the confusion is. And at first it looked like Pluma was going to the free throw line, but now the ball appears to be getting set up for an inbound.
No,
and
he's
back to free throw
line.
And I just wanted to make us think that.
And no, now they're going
Back to the inbounds.
He was practicing the free throws. We saw him.
Pluma was warming up for a free throw, but one of the referees disagrees. Foreman to inbounds. They find Hinton top of the three-point line, gives it to Harbert. Kicked back to Foreman. Foreman drives inside, back out to Harbert. Harbert for three. That goes in. Grayson Harbert finds it from distance. A full court pass. This is going quickly here for the Penguins. Give and a take, ends up at Nicholson. Nicholson drives. Baseline will be fouled. Never mind, it's a travel call on Nicholson. Will Pluma was already halfway through his disagreement with the ref before the hands were up for the travel, and a turnover there for the Penguins.
Yeah, and you can see the bench for the Titans getting electric in this one. They're starting to build on their lead, and this energy is going to mean that they're probably going to build on it even more.
Trayson Harbert will drive inside, take the short floater. That will go, and just like that, the Titans are up 13 points.
Good take right there. Nice read from Harbert to find the open lane up the middle.
Kaiser will give it up. Ends up in the hands of Coleman. Coleman drives inside, stop, spin move, leaves that one short. Rebound Hinton. Give it to Pluma. Pluma drives up that right sideline. Slow up the offense. 22 in the shot clock. 2 minutes left in the period. They give to San Germano, swung around, ends up in the hands of Foreman. Back to Pluma, who will take the screen from Hinton to get the switch. Instead, we'll find San Germano, who's looking for Hinton. Hinton, baseline, will take a little step back jumper. That won't go. Gerard Foreman with the rebound. He puts it up. That won't go. Rebound battle ends up back in the hands of Foreman. Back to Hinton. Up and off glass. That won't go. Gets his own rebound. Up and in for Hinton. 4th time's the charm for the Titans there as they get this one to go off some aggressive rebounding. And Hinton gets it done inside.
They had to have been step heading on that one. 4 offensive rebounds. What a way to crash the glass, especially from Foreman.
Penguins go, and it'll end up in the hands of Elijah Money, who'll take the 3-foot little floater there. That'll fall. 43-30. Just about a minute left, and a timeout will be called here as a frantic last possession there. The lead back up to 13 for the Titans. Will Pluma has already collected 20 points on the game on 8 of 10 shooting and 4 3-pointers. The next closest player was Devin Hinton, who's 9 points, in addition to the 6 rebounds he's put up. Put that in perspective, Pluma only averages 11 points on the game. He's feeling it from everywhere tonight.
Yeah, and 4 of 5 from 3 so far in just the first half. Wow, what shooting we've been seeing from Will Pluma. When you're feeling it, you're feeling it, and I think everyone on this team knows it, and that's why Will Pluma has been leading the charge offensively for them. And so far on the season, Will Pluma, he shoots about 29% from three-point line. But 4 or 5 today, not bad for him.
Just a minute 16 left in the period. Titans will have the ball. Harbert inbounds and gives it to Pluma. Here comes the action, the screen from Hinton. It gets swung to the corner. Foreman finds Hinton inside, goes up for the basket, loses the ball, but he was fouled in the process. The big man, the focus of so many plays for the Titans, ends up with the ball and a foul. He'll be shooting free throws.
Yeah, going to be trying to move his way up into the double digits scoring-wise here with these free throws coming up. And Hinton, 44.6% from the free throw line.
Hits the first, though. He's now 2 for 2 in the game from free throw land. And he drains the second. He's now up to 11 points on the game. A minute left in this period. Byer with the ball, guarded by Foreman. Swung around, ends up in the hands of Kaiser. Kaiser gives it up. The ball's on the ground, batted around. Pluma dives down for it, picks it up full court to give it to Harbert. Harbert all the way, goes for the dunk, comes up a couple inches short, but the basket is good. A nice effort play by Will Pluma diving out to pick that one up.
Yeah,
47-30.
I've never heard a crowd say, "Oh," for their team making a basket. I think they really were expecting a dunk right there. And
he went up for it, came up just short. Harbert does foul Kaiser there as Kaiser was driving around the three-point line. Just caught a shoulder, and now Kaiser will step to the line. A relatively quiet early game from him. Again, leads this Penguin squad in scoring. First free throw is good in the 1-and-1. Kaiser shooting 71% from the line. The starting lineup for the Penguins has been a little bit of a rotating door. Kaiser, the only player to have started every game and one of only 4 players to have appeared in every game as he misses that second one. Rebound collected by the Titans. Ends up in the hands of Pluma, who Not usually the primary ball handler, but when he's cooking like this, he's become the primary ball handler. Haven't seen too much of Blackmore or Burdett, who are usually in that position. The shot clock has turned off. 14 seconds left to go in the half. Pluma dribbles it out for the last shot. 7 seconds to go. Here comes the action. Instead, he'll take a pull-up triple off glass and in for Will Pluma. What a play there to end the half.
Wow, what a shot. You could just tell by the way he walked up, he knew that was going in the second he was about to take it, and it does, and that's why Lane is in the lead in this one.
They jump out to a 19-point lead, courtesy of an electric game from Will Pluma. Jacob, I think he knew what that play was the entire time. No other action needed. He takes a pull-up three to end the half.
And what a shot. I mean, so far on the game, he's got 23 points on 5 of 6 shooting from 3. Are you kidding me? He's missed 1 3 in this game. What an amazing job offensively from Pluma. As, like I mentioned earlier, he usually shoots only 29% from 3. So I don't know what it is since the last time we saw him, but he must have been here in the gym working on his three-point shooting because he is doing fantastic. And this offense is all around him so far in this one.
We have to take a break here for halftime. The Titans jump out to a 50-31 lead over the visiting Clark College Penguins. My name is Levi Berkthal, joined by Jacob Slough. We'll take a break. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, the second half here in Eugene.